Greetings and welcome along to United Kingdom Talk.
From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
Only little old me back again for my 3 times a week talk show. Yes, it's United Kingdom Talk on a very special day. Have you remembered? Have you remembered what day it is? Yes, it is one's birthday, 45 years old today. Look, and a card has flooded in. Now, I'm sure there are more cards and they just haven't got here yet. I do hope so. The 5th of February, little one's birthday, I'm still a little boy, you know that? Huh? Look, a card. 1. What can you do? I mean, there's some from the aunties and uncles, but you don't want to read those, do you? Only from friends and listeners. Now, this is from Joe. Oh, hang on a minute. I've got to be careful because it starts singing. It says, "You're another year older, but you're still..." Oh, what's the word? Give me a second. It's on the tip of my tongue. You want to be a macho man. And it's from the Morris family, Joe, Amy and Ashley. Joe, of course, does his own podcast, AmericanTalkUSA.com. So thank you for my card. You wanna be a macho man. Now, where's the other cards? Zuko, where's my card? It's not here yet, dear. Maybe it will be here tomorrow or the day after. So there we are. Birthday today. I don't know what I'm going to do. Nothing really. We got the karaoke tonight as usual. Maybe there's this big surprise. Yes. And I'm going to get there and there will be a buffet. And there will be cakes and things like that. What do you reckon? I do hope so. I should be most disappointed if there's nothing there. God. Now, there's an email if you want to join in the programme at any time. Please feel free to do so. It's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much to Jason Allen. And he's got his own website, jason-allen.co.uk, who has designed a new little animated... two similar animated logos, which you can only see, unfortunately, if you're watching this on YouTube. And they go at the beginning, at the end of the programme. What do you think of those? Very clever boy. He's not old. He's at university and he does these little jobs for me now and again. And he's designed me a United Kingdom Talk animated logo. So thank you very much for that once again, Jason. I just want to check I gave out your correct website there, because there's no point in me giving out people's sites. I mean, a favour for a favour. You know, there's no money changing hands here. A favour for a favour. Let me just check I've got that right there. jasonallen.co.uk. Jason also recently posted on the comment section on one of the YouTube videos that was an interesting silent sniff or snort, I think it went. Oh, you must mean like this. That's because I've got a little button here that cuts the sound. Now, why isn't that web coming up? Oh, there it goes. I've got, as I said, a little button here. It's like I can do this, and then you can't hear me making sniffing or coughing noises. Oh, well, I mean, you know, I think of you. It's not pleasant to have sniffing in your ear hole. Now, let me just check this. www.jasonallen.co.uk. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. It's Jason, Jason, dash, little dash in the middle, Allen, ALLEN.co.uk, and he's got his own website there. Am I linked on here? I do hope I have a link here. What's this there? Oh, it's got a visitor list. Shall I put my... Shall I... How old is he? 88, 98? Oh, he's only 20. Shall I put something on the visitor list? Yes, I think I will. Chris Reardon. United Kingdom Talk. Submit. Oh, there might not be... Let me see. United Kingdom Tea. Oh, I don't have much room on there, do I, dear? Blimey, it only allows you about 30 characters. Is that so that people can't advertise their websites on there? Anyway, thank you very much, Jason. I just want to point out, as it is my birthday, I think I need to point out, at the moment here in the UK, there seems to be lots going on in the political parties about various donations made by people, and they're not telling you, some of the politicians, or they say, the newspapers are saying, we're not being told about who's getting what money. So today, here on United Kingdom Talk, I thought that I should, in these times of turmoil and lying, boys and girls, people are lying to us. Now, you know I wouldn't lie to you, don't you? Huh? I'm not going to lie to you, no. So I'm going to tell you today who has been giving me money, because I don't want to appear in any of the newspapers in a few years' time accused of receiving money from various different people, benefactors. I like that word, don't you? Benefactors. I don't want to be accused of receiving money from benefactors and not telling you. I mean, that is a vote loser. And we need, or a listener loser. That is a listener and friend loser. And we need all those listeners there. We can get desperate here. We're desperate here at United Kingdom Talk. Desperate. So, number one. First of all, I have been receiving money on a regular basis, 2 times a year at least, until the year 1996 from my dad, when he died. And I just want to point out, I haven't received a single penny from him since. Not a penny. Only up to 1996. I also received, on a regular basis, money from my mum, up to the year 2000, when, sadly, I lost her as well. Not another penny since. OK, a bit of interest here and there, but no money directly. You know, nothing was shoved in an envelope and posted through my letterbox. I also, up to just a few years ago, received money on a regular basis from... Shh. It's only between us, OK? Just having a check that no one's listening. Just a minute. Shh. No one listening. I also received regular money on a regular basis at Christmas and birthday times from Auntie Brenda and Uncle Malcolm. Do you need to know how much? Or is that quite acceptable? About £10. $20. And I think they're the only ones. Let me think. That's possibly it. I think that I'm pretty sure that's it. They're all the people that sent money to me. Did you see that? No one else has been sending money to me. Just those 3 people, I'm pretty sure. So, all right, if any other newspapers are watching this today, too late now, I've admitted it all. That's it, I've admitted it all. I will willingly stand in the Houses of Parliament and tell people that my Auntie Brenda and Uncle Malcolm sent me money. Nothing's being hidden. Nothing's being hidden. And I bought my house with it. Where did you buy yours? Where did you get your money from? Are you hiding money from people? Tell me now. Come clean now, because you don't want to end up in the Sun or the Daily Mirror or the Daily Express on the front page. I can just see it now. Chris Reardon accepts money from aunties and uncles and doesn't tell anyone. What a liberty, dear. So I just wanted to come out about that today, OK? Now, there has been 2 disasters in the Reardon household this week. The biggest disaster is something that has not happened for many years, possibly 15 to 20 years, and it happened the other morning. Now, have you any idea what it is? Come on. What do you think it is? No idea at all? Well, you keep thinking, and I shall tell you that first disaster by the end of the programme. Have you any idea what that disaster was? It is possibly the worst thing that can happen to me here in the Mirrorball Studios and my home. Any idea? You think. I'll give you something to think about while we're doing the rest of the show. And also, a couple of days ago, I was cooking one of my favourite meals, which is usually a big casserole dish full of vegetables, smothered in olive oil, in the oven 1 hour, and a piece of fish. Now, I got my fish today from Marks and Spencer's. Usually, I get it, well, it is always in a packet, always pre-packaged, and rather get the battered one, I got the one, I believe it, quote, lightly dusted in organic flour. So I put this thing in the oven, and I came up here to do a bit of chatting to my friends on the internet, and I forgot about it. And by the time I went downstairs, it was just this very small, hard square thing, which I still ate. And the next day, I had the same meal, and I thought this time I'll be a bit more careful. I don't think I cooked it enough, and the whole thing just fell apart every time I lifted it up. So 2 disasters. That's the second one. Not as bad as the first one, though. I mean, at least I was still able to eat the fish, wasn't I? Have you guessed what the first disaster could have been yet? No, you haven't, have you? I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later. Now, shall we do our emails first? Oh, yes, I noticed there was a grease... It was pointed out to me there is a grease mark on the side of the car by one of my managers, the manager of the Golden Lion, actually. And I said, yes. He said, well, I thought you might want to clean it off. And I'm like, what for? He said, well, it's on the side of your car. I said, yes. I said, if I clean it off, will the car be any more economical? He said, well, no, I suppose not. Will it go any faster? I said, I suppose not. I said, well, what's the point in doing it then? And he just laughed and walked off. Isn't it funny? Are you the same? It's the only one sort of a bit older now, in their 40s or so. Do you clean your car as much as when you first got a car, when you was a young man? Or ladies? Do you keep your cars clean? I always remember getting a Golf. I had a VW Golf. That would have been about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... About 8 to 10 years ago, I had a VW Golf, and it got scratched down the side. You know how it is when you get a nice car. I mean, it seems to be an advert, doesn't it? A commercial for people to come along and scratch along the side of your car. Why do they do that? I don't upset anyone. I try not to upset anyone. I hope I've stopped. If I was going to upset you with my secret receivings of cash, I've told you all about it now. They're from aunties and uncles. But I had a scratch down the side of my car, and I took it in for a quote, and it was quite expensive. And, you know, when you get a scratch along a car, it's not exactly damaging, is it? Just a little scratch down the side. And it ended up costing hundreds of pounds. And I always remember people saying, or a couple of people say, oh, you've got to get it done. And why? Why should I get that done? Can't be bothered. Now, as I've told you before, I've got, on my Toyota Aygo, I've got a few dents here and there and everything. Doesn't bother me. Grease mark on the side of the car. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't go any faster if you have it washed, does it? I've got to tell you, I do keep the car reasonably clean. But if there's a bit of a mark on there or something like that, doesn't bother me in the slightest. And it's the same with the dents and scratches. It costs an arm and a leg to have these things done. Although it does keep my nephew, Gary, in business, because that's what he does. He fixes car dents. You got a dent in the side of your car, he'll go along with these sucker things. I don't know what they're like. Almost like a plunger, really, and he attaches it to the side of the car. Sorry, is my chest was my chest whistling then? There we are. He pushes the sucker thing onto the side of the car, pulls it out, and the dent comes back out again. And I don't think he charges a lot of money for that. But when it comes to respraying and all this business, I wouldn't bother. Don't bother. If they charged a reasonable sum to do it, I would have it done. But there is a dent on my door, like where the door open. So you've got the car and the door. Where the door opens, the bit right at the bottom in the corner, there is a dent there. And when I went to have a quote for that, they wanted £800. Yes, £800, $1,600 to fix that tiny little dent. I said, forget it. And, you know, they look at you, shock horror. What do you mean, forget it? I said, I'm not going to have it done. Oh, well, we think you should have it done. Why? Why should I have it done? To give you £800 in your pocket for fixing a little dent? Do me a favour. Oh, well, we use specialised tools. I say, oh, get off. And I walk out. No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Now, talking of people coming out to fix things, I think the air conditioning unit on the wall is going to have to be fixed. Now, we have got my good friend who's been emailing me information, and I have carried out your instructions. Now, let me find the email here. Who's been trying to help me with my air conditioning, which isn't incidentally in use yet, of course. I mean, it's far too cold to put the blooming thing on yet. But actually, I'll just air conditioning unit. It's the one. It's one of those ones. I'm just trying to sort of move. There we are. It's one of those ones I've got a bit inside the house, and there's oh, just a minute. I've just moved something. I wish I hadn't moved anything now. Sorry, hang on, I'm with you. I'm with you. Don't worry, I'm with you. I'm with you. Oh yeah, I was moving the little camera around then. Yes, don't forget this programme is on YouTube now. Oh, just a minute. There we are. That's better. This programme is now on YouTube as well as on your radio. How do you find it? Oh, well, you just go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, and you'll see links to it as well. UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. All right, yeah. The air conditioning unit is no longer functioning. When I push the button, nothing happens. Now, someone told me if you point a remote control at a... Oh, it does work. Look at that. And you push a button, you get a little flash. It does work. But you can't actually see that. You can't actually see it. Now, I didn't know that. I've just tried that out, and it works, doesn't it? If you think you've got a remote control that doesn't work, then you know that it has the little eye in the end, doesn't it? If you look at it and push the button, you can't see anything. But if you point it at a camera, you'll see little flashings, look. Which is very clever. Anyway, it's a Mitsubishi air conditioning unit. It's got a bit inside the house and a bit outside the house. Now, I knew there were filters on the inside unit, so that's fairly easy. You just lift the top up and you check the filters and they're fine. But I thought I'd better have a look outside as well and see if there's anything in there. So I got up the ladder, took the top off and had a good look inside, being very careful not to touch any electrical parts or anything like that. And I honestly can't see any filters or anything like that in there. So I have actually made an appointment now for a man to come out and see it on Wednesday morning. He wanted to come this morning at 8:30. 8:30 in the morning, dear. Christ, like I've got my eyes open at that time of day. Do me a favour, Leif. Right, so he's coming out on Wednesday. Meanwhile, what's the time? Let's just have a little jingle here. And I shall read you the very kind letter, email from Wayne Anonymous, who knows all about these things.
Across the UK and across the world. From the Mirrorball studio in Royal Berkshire, this is Chris Reardon.
All right, so here we go. Hello, Chris. He says there are a few possible reasons for the AC unit outside. It's air conditioning. So I have to say that to English people because we don't have an awful lot of air conditioning here. There's more now than there used to be, but there's still, like in America, when I've been to America, most places do seem to have air conditioning. Here, it's not the norm. In fact, out of all the houses around here, it looks like I'm the only one with an air conditioning unit on the wall outside. All right? He says, last summer you mentioned bees getting inside your house. Yeah, do you remember that? I kept finding bees in the house. These bees may well have set up home under the cover of the outside compressor unit. Well, I do hope not. Without paying rent, dear? What a liberty! We can't have people and insects moving into my properties and not paying rent. What do you think this is? Some sort of charitable institution, dear? I mean, I don't mind the odd insect passing through, but moving in and setting up home and not paying rent, it's a liberty, that's what it is. Anyway, he says they may have well set up home under the cover compressor unit. Cold weather is the best time to investigate this, as the bees will be dead or dormant. Never pull off that cover in warm weather unless you are prepared for all heck to envelope your body. Oh, that must be awful, that. Was there a film called The Bees? I know there was one called The Birds, very old film, isn't it? Was there a film ever called The Bees? Don't know, I'm sure there was. Killer Bees, that was it, Killer Bees. Do you remember that one? Yes. Oh, that's scary. All those bees surrounding you like that. Wayne says there could also be birds and squirrels and mice in residence under that cover. If you remove the cover, first go to your circuit breaker box and turn off the power to the unit. Well, the actual box, the whole thing seems to work. The inside unit and the outside unit are both wired to a plug, which literally plugs in the wall. So that's it, really. There's no, like, separate... And it's all on one plug. My guess is the wiring is in there somewhere. Yes. So there's no separate breaker unit for the thing. I just unplug it, and then it's isolated. He says, when you take the cover off, look for a round metal unit with small pipes going into it. This is the compressor. I have looked for that, and I did see it, because I've already done this, Anonymous, okay? I've done all this. The electrical wires going to the compressor should lead to a rectangular box that contains the starting relay capacitor assembly. Yes, I found that. I did find that. If you find this, use the handle end of a screwdriver to tap it several times. This should dislodge any foreign object from the contacts. While you're up there, clean out dirt and dust from the unit that looks like a small car radiator. Yeah, I saw all that. Saw that. Leave the cover off, turn on the circuit breaker from the air conditioning, turn on the air conditioning control inside your house, let it run for several minutes. If you have cold air coming out, congratulations! If there is still no cold air, climb the ladder and use the screwdriver to once again rap hard on the relay box. Oh, I haven't done this yet. If the relay activates, you will hear the compressor make a low-frequency humming. Is that how it sounds? I mean, that could be one of the bees, though, couldn't it? I mean, how do I know it's the compressor and not the bees? Yes. Yes. Last thing is to carefully touch the outside of the compressor case to see how hot it is. The compressor should be quite warm, but not hot. If the compressor is hot to the point that your fingers tip saying, "Get me out of here," you likely have a defective compressor or loss of refrigerant. Have fun and keep me advised, from Wayne. So, thank you, Wayne. I have been up there. I actually took the top off the outside of the air conditioning unit yesterday and followed your instructions to the T, but still nothing. It's still not coming on. So I've decided, call someone out, get it sorted. I hate things not working, don't you? Although I do tend to leave things a long time. Even like if I'm ill or something like that, I tend to leave it. I leave it and leave it and leave it. And of course, by the time you get to the doctors, it's much worse, isn't it? I'm similar with this, really. This has been going on a few weeks. It was like the bread machine. Do you remember the bread machine last year? I had problems with that. and tried to fix it, and I left it and left it and left it, and about 3 months later I decided to buy a new one. Incidentally, I am still using the bread machine. Oh, I get lovely bread out of that. I want to bring you up a loaf to show the people on YouTube, so to actually show you one of the loaves of bread I make. But oh, lovely. Joy makes a lot of bread as well. She's a nice lady, Joy. We'll get on the. Would you like me to get her on the phone again soon, Joy? Huh? Yeah, she'd like that. So thank you for that, Wayne Anonymous. Very kind of you. Now, do you remember this time last week I was telling you about me thwarting people who tried to cheat at my bingo night? What a little... I got them. I got them. You don't get anything out of me for nothing, dear. Well, one of them has recently, strangely enough... Oh, who's that at the door? 1 minute, I'll be back in a minute. Let's see who this is. Bit late, isn't it? I'm back now. Oh, how exciting. That was my neighbour. Oh, this is fantastic. That was my neighbour. And not only was it my neighbour, this is a delivery from earlier this morning. Oh, I think it's the other birthday cards. I knew there was more. You see, I knew there was more. It's my neighbour. Oh, look. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday on this. Now, let me see. Where is it? Can you say? Yes. Oh, this is exciting. More birthday cards. I thought I only had the one card and more have arrived. Yes. I thought, who's that knocking at this time of night? Oh, how exciting. Make a wish. Okay, I'm making a wish. Oh, does that come off? Make a wish. Hang on, making a wish now. Right, made my wish. Not allowed to tell you what the wish is, am I? Look, today is your birthday. Hope it's filled from the start with many good things that bring joy into your heart. Yes, you do for a start. You know that, don't you? I know. Just by being there, you do bring joy into my heart. May it be the beginning of a perfect year in which all of the dreams that you're dreaming come true. From my Florida friends, Gloria and Bruce. Oh, thank you, you two. Oh, how lovely. It's got happy birthday written all over. Oh, you've put your address there, Gloria. I think I'm going to have to send you something. Because you haven't got... I sent a few people things for Christmas. I didn't send you anything, did I? I must do that. Thank you, Gloria. You're very kind. Gloria and Bruce. What else we got here? Oh, this is a tube. Look, a tube has arrived. A tube. I do believe this is from the States as well. Right, how does it... Oh, I can't get it open. 1 minute. It's a tube. A tube. Oh, what's in here? Can you see me down the end of this tube? Who is it? Oh, I can breathe American air now, coming out of the tube. Now, what's this? Oh, a rather nice calendar. Now, who's that? Who's done that? Who's done that? That's nice, isn't it? Someone sent me... I don't know who this is from. Just a minute. Who is this from? Oh, yes. Autumn Lake. Yes, I know Autumn Lake. Yes, the website, autumnlake.com. We were having a look at that the other day, weren't we? I remember that now. What's his name? Oh, what's the name of the lad? Autumnlake.com. Let me think. That's how kind of you to send that little calendar there. Thank you very much. Is it Mark? Oh, hang on a minute. I've dropped it now. 1 minute. I'm going to put this on my wall because I don't actually have a calendar here in the Mirable Studios. How beautiful that is. He does the cartoons, doesn't he? Of course he does. I remember now. Is it Mark? Does he say... Yes, Mark. Mark Savory, yeah. He's got his own website. If you want to have a look at these little cartoons that he does, it's autumnlake.com. That's a good way of getting your name mentioned, right? Send me something. autumnlake.com. And I shall certainly find a lot. Actually, I won't put them on the wall in here because at some point soon, I hope, we're going to move rooms into the room next door because I've got a bit more space in there. Even more space to put bits of paper all over the place. So thank you very much for those. How kind. Oh, how kind for my neighbour to take things in like that. We've got very good neighbours here. Now, what's this? Valentine's Day birthday thank you gifts. Oh, a little thing from Hotel Chocolat. That's the chocolate club I belong to. I haven't had any chocolates from them for a while. Do you remember I changed it so I'd only get the chocolates every 3 months now? Because we were putting on a bit of weight. Oh, I haven't weighed myself today, have I? We do like to weigh ourselves before every programme now. And of course, I've now learnt to weigh myself with my slippers off. Because the slippers do appear to weigh 2 pounds. I know, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Let's hope for an 11 stone 13. And... yes, 11 stone 13 on the mechanical scales. We don't bother with the electronic ones because they're really not very good at all. I keep getting different settings all the time, which is rather annoying. All right. Now, what was I about to tell you then? I can't remember what I was going to tell you. Oh yes, yeah. Do you remember that one? The pair of them I caught cheating last week at bingo. Incidentally, last night's bingo was quite good as well. Bingo every Monday night. If you're ever in London, you want to come down and see us. Every Monday night at the Golden Lion pub, Britannia Street in King's Cross. That's in London, very close to King's Cross tube station, or main line station even. Both of them. Well, they're both in the same building now. All right, it's every Monday from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. There is a website as well if you ever want to see the pictures and how it all works. It's bingay.com. bingay.com, right? Bingay.com. It was quite good again last night. Strangely, last night, everyone was taking cheap prizes. I don't know why. I mean, some people... accountant types, you know, who are driven by money all the time... whenever they win, they will take... you can see them working out in their head what are the most expensive prizes there. And really, there's nothing of enormously great value. But you can see them working out in their tiny little minds what is the most expensive thing to take, and that's what they'll take. And I always say to people, when you're playing games like this, take something that you want. Maybe something that you haven't got. I remember doing bingo at the Black Cat, and there was one particular person who won time and time again in there. He just kept winning, which is okay, you know. Buy the ticket, you can win. I haven't got a problem with that. But he would always take the most expensive item for that particular prize, for that particular... what's the word? Oh, I can't think of the word now. Anyway, would take for each section. He would always take the most expensive prize for each section. It's stupid, isn't it? Another one, we had a television set once, and he chose that. And the next week I said, "Did you plug the telly in at all?" He said, "No, I sold it on eBay." I mean, you know, it's not. You can do that if you want to, but it just seems such a waste of time. Then, I'm sure you understand what I mean, but. These two that were cheating last week, you remember that? One of them recently lost his job. And while I'm sitting there, you know, I like to help people. While I'm sitting there, there were two people sitting opposite. This is before we started the bingo, right? So there's like there's 3 seats one side, and then there's a little table, and there's like a settee on the other side. Oh, no, sorry. There's a settee which I was sitting on, because I'd sort of kind of dozed off a little bit on this settee. You see, what happens is I go in there quite early. I set up for the bingo, and then I go on the settee, and I sort of sit there for a while and, like, kind of doze off. I mean, it's a bit naughty. Well, I get tired, don't I? So I've sat there and dozed off. And then these two came along and cheated. They were trying to find the money. Where had I hidden the money? We've sorted that one out now, by the way, because what happens now is that I don't actually put the money down until I'm about to start the game. What it is, there's 10 piles of CD singles, 5 CD singles in each pile. One of the piles contains £25 cash, $50. And these two had come in and were looking through the CDs trying to find the money before we started. Evil! But they were thwarted, as I told you last week, thwarted. Anyway, so now I don't put down the CDs till just a minute or so before I'm due to start, so no one knows where it is. And I don't care what people win as long as it's fair. I really don't like cheating at all. Anyway, so this one's sitting there. He's come over, and also in front of me are two people who run a restaurant, David and I think the other name might be called Jerry. Nice, very nice people. Very nice people. And I'm chatting away to them, and this other one and his friend are sitting just over there. I won't mention their names. And I says, do you need any staff in your restaurant? He says, well, actually, yeah, we're about to open another restaurant. I said, oh. I said, what's his name? He's looking for a job at the moment. Have you got anything for him? And at the moment, he had his back turned at the moment. I said, yeah. Said they've got a restaurant, they might have a job. And they said, yeah, well, what can you do? We are looking for staff at the moment. And honestly, you never seen anything like it. He turned around because he had his back. He said, oh, I'm just having my dinner at the moment. I'll talk to you in a minute. You know, there's just no helping some people, is there? And it was like almost like a throwaway sentence, really. The way it was said. Wasn't bothered at all. Not bothered in the slightest. Oh, I'm just having something to eat. I'll talk to you in a minute. You know, the times I've gone out of my way sometimes to help people. And you often wonder why you ever bother. You really do. You remember that lad up, he's in Manchester now. And again, talking of helping people, and other people who hold on to their jobs sometimes, and God knows why their employers keep them on. Now, there's that one up north as well in Manchester. If you're a regular listener to the show, then you'll know he's had a little bit of trouble up there. Keeps losing jobs left, right and centre. I don't remember the other day I rang him up. He's working in a hairdresser's up there. And I says, you at work tomorrow? Yeah, but I'm feeling really tired. I think I'll ring in and tell them I won't be in today. And I'm like, well, you can't do that. Oh, they won't miss me. It's quiet on Monday. I said, no. I said, they want reliable people. You'll lose that job as well. And he kept losing jobs up there. Mind you, he's got a job now, and I think he seems to be holding on to that one. So whether he's learning his lesson. But especially if you're... I don't know if we have any younger people listening now, or indeed watching. But if you want to hold on to a job, the one thing you've got to be is reliable. Don't be late. And don't keep ringing in, or don't ring in sick at all unless you're really sick. My best point, I'm certainly not the best DJ or karaoke host or anything like that in the world. I'm not the best one. But I tell you what, I don't mind, I'm not one, I don't blow my own trumpet. I can't do that. I'm not very good at I'm better now, not very good at self-promotion or anything like that. But one thing... I know this is going to sound so self-complimentary. I don't mean it to do. But one thing I am is reliable. Even managers, there's even managers who I haven't got on with over the years, and there's been a couple, not all of them. I get on with most people like a house on fire, as long as you leave me alone to do the job. Don't keep coming up and telling, oh, can you do this, can you do that? Oh, get on my nerves. Get on my nerves. But even the managers that I haven't got on with will tell you I am reliable. I am possibly one of the most reliable people that I know, if you see what I mean. Mum was the same, Dad was the same. We are reliable. Not the best. Well, Mum and Dad were the best at what they did, according to me, of course. Right. I'm not the best at what I do, but I am reliable. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I will be there. And that's it. Always, always on time. If I don't turn up, I don't think there's ever been a single day where I haven't turned up for a job and warned them that I wasn't coming because I was ill. In all the years I've been working, I have never just not turned up. Now, I've mentioned a couple of times on here about bar staff and how badly paid they are. And they are. I think they're dreadfully paid. And they work really hard, bar staff. But there's a hell of a lot of them that are so unreliable as well. They just don't turn up. No phone call, nothing. Don't turn up. And you have to ring them. So how on earth are you supposed to hold on to a job? But this one, I couldn't believe it last Monday. There it was, almost, I mean, you know, almost offering him a job. Oh, I talked to you when I've had my dinner. And he didn't speak to him again. And I looked at these two, I said, oh, I'm ever so sorry, I asked. And they said, oh, don't worry. He says, you know, sometimes you just can't help people. He wasn't interested in the slightest. He was like on a completely different planet. So, you know, when jobs are offered and when opportunities come your way like that, you have to grab them quickly. Because otherwise they're off again, mate. They go and find someone else. There's been a couple of jobs where I've heard about before and I've left it and not got the job. It's gone to someone else who's jumped. So I learned by that. But, you know, when things like this are offered, you've got to jump quickly. Bang, go. Off you go. Another example, and it goes with everything, not just jobs, right? Today I got a phone call. I have, you know, I do a little bit with property, that sort of thing. And I got a phone call today. It said, oh, we've got a new tenant to move into one of your places. Can you ring us back? I was on that phone 10 minutes later, dear. As soon as I got the after phone message, I'm on the phone. Yes, please, sort it out. That's it. Otherwise, they go. You lose them. You've got to move quickly. I don't understand why it's not like that with relationships with me. I chatted up the other day. Nothing. Oh, I've got another date with that bloke again. Yes. And I did say, oh, I've been telling them about you. And he says, telling who? I said, my listeners and viewers. They need to know. He said, why? I said, because they're interested. So I told him. I said, I didn't tell you the name. Oh, you can tell them my name if you want, so I will. Ricky. It's all right. Ricky! I like that name too, Ricky. And he lives in Battersea, which is in London. I used to live in Battersea. I was married. When I was married, I lived there. Only for a short period of time, it was certainly less than a year. Now, what was the place called? St George's House in Battersea it was. Oh, that was the dodge. That was dodgy there. You didn't go out of your house at 8 o'clock there. 8 o'clock at night, you get back indoors and that's it. All right? Now, have I given you the email address today? I don't think I have I? If you ever want to join in, any comments at all, we don't do instant comments here. They usually come up within a few shows. Now, I did make a New Year's resolution, I know, to hopefully read every email out that came out within a couple of shows, but it just hasn't happened, does it? However, I can promise you that anyone who sends in an email will have it read out. Not instantly, maybe not in the first couple of shows, but they do get read out. I promise you that. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. There is a postal address as well. If you're listening on the radio, then I shall give you the postal address just after this. Go and grab yourself a pencil, and I'm just referring back to an email from Jeff, because we're talking about New Year's resolutions, and I'm not kind of too good with my reading out your emails within a few shows. Although I still have only been to McDonald's once. I did promise you I would not visit fast food restaurants this year more than 10 times. I've only been to McDonald's once, and even then it was Voodoo Mick that went and got me my 2 apple pies from McDonald's, didn't he, eh? Right. Jeff. This is from Jeff. I'm just quoting a little email from you that arrived just at the beginning of January here. Jeff in Marwa. Is it Marwa? New Jersey, 50 miles from New York City. And it says here, Jeff, P.S. My New Year's resolution is to try and write more often. Well, we're still waiting, dear. We're still waiting. Come on, Jeff. You got a bit more time than me, haven't you? 10 years older than me, Jeff is. Aren't you? What's that? 1953 he was born. So you're 45, 55? Oh, it's cool, isn't it? And no one else has wrote in yet, Jeff, and said they were older than you. Is anyone older than 55? If so, please let me know. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. But, Jeff, it does say here you will try and write more often. And sorry. Let me just check my inbox. Has something arrived in the last few minutes that I know nothing about? No, sadly it hasn't. Is it because you don't love me, Jeff? Is that what it is, lovey? So another New Year's resolution broken there, Jeff. I await your emails, okay? Right, here's the postal address. It's Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, Bracknell, RG429ED. Once again, it's Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, Bracknell, RG429ED. And if you're outside the UK, please put United Kingdom at the bottom. All right? Thank you very much. Look, a new person now. Greetings to Pesh. We like that name, Pesh. And it says, Dear Chris, my name is Pesh. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, but I am from Chicago, Illinois. It's Native American. It's a Native American name, so the S is silent. Oh, where's the S then? Illinois. Oh yeah, Illinois. Yeah, have I said that before? Illinois. It's Illinois. Native American. I've been listening to your show now for about a year, but haven't written before. Yes, they're coming through now, aren't they? You were a secret listener, weren't you? I usually listen to you on my... I'll tell you what, do you mind? I'm desperate to blow my nose here. Oh, dear. And I thought I'll wait. Maybe I can wait another 10 minutes before we finish, but I can't. Let me just throw my switch and blow my nose. That's better. Oh, excuse me. I think I need to get some more of that Vicks stuff. I've nearly run out. You know that Vicks stuff I use to squirt up my nose? Well, it doesn't squirt anymore. So the other day I thought, well, maybe I can tip it in. And I kind of put my head back like that. And it went straight down the back of my throat. And it's the most vile taste ever. Oh, and it's awful. Let's see. I've been listening to the show for about a year. Haven't written before. I usually listen to you on my iPod at work, since you always put me in good spirits. Well, I hope so. I try to make you smile. It's like having a good friend sitting in your office chatting with you while you're at work. And Pesh says, yes, I find myself answering you when you ask your audience something. Yes, well, you know, that's the whole idea of it. I ask the questions and you will answer them. We need a flashing light now, don't we, in your eyes? You will answer my questions. I disagree. Oh, please, don't start the politically correct people now, telling me I'm putting on German accents and all that business. Go away. I'm not interested. It's only a laugh, dear. It's only a laugh. Don't get on your high horse and start sending me emails. Oh, you might offend someone. Oh, do me a favour. No one's offended. The only people that are offended with that sort of thing are the people who seek to be offended. Sitting in your council offices, aren't you? Yes. Wondering what can I do today? Oh, I know. Let's send Chris Reardon an email because he said this. Oh, do me a favour. It's all about having a laugh. You've got to laugh at life, dear. I spend the entire day laughing at myself. I do. I walk around the supermarkets giggling uncontrollably. I mean, some people, they do give you a funny look. When you're walking around, you go... like that. You know, if you buy the milk counter or the butter freezer, and suddenly you burst out into song singing The Sound of Music. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Does anyone sing while they go around supermarket shops? People used to whistle. No one whistles anymore, do they? No one whistles. Why doesn't anyone whistle? Why is that? Do you sing? Does anyone sing while they're going around the supermarket with a little basket? By the way, how do you do your shopping? Do you use the trolley or do you have a basket? I have a little basket over my arm. Yeah, it's very camp. In our supermarket, there's about 10 different types of trolleys now, isn't there? And thank God the supermarkets got rid of those trolleys for children. Who ever thought of that stupid idea? Do you have that in America at all, or Australia? Do you have children's trolleys? Yeah, we had little children's trolleys in one of the supermarkets here. And they used to be pushing them around, banging people in the heels. What a stupid idea. Let me see. Pesh says, I disagree with some of your listeners about using petroleum jelly on your lips. It's from petroleum. It's literally extracted and refined from crude oil. Not good, dear. I'm very glad to see you're using my term there, Pesh, dear. We like that. It contains petroleum, which has been linked to cancer due to contaminants such as PAHs, what's this? Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Oh, what a good word. You could impress people with that, couldn't you? I'm just going to put some polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons on my lips. Anyway, that can appear in the product you're putting on your precious lips. Frightful, isn't it? Yes. But actually, it's gone now. The cut has completely gone now on the top of my lip. It's stopped cracking now. So I don't usually do that, put stuff on the lips or anything, ever. I know there's a lot of people in the winter, and you see them, don't you? You see them at bus stops and things like that, and they poke their finger into this little tub, and it's all over the... Every few minutes, they're back in the bag, out with the petroleum jelly, and back on their lips again. What's all that about? It can't be that dry, can they? God almighty. Cocoa butter, Pesh is saying, is often sold in tubes and is much more natural since it's made from the cacao plant used in chocolate... cocoa powder. Much healthier for your overall. It moisturises and nourishes the skin, and cocoa butter contains natural antioxidants. Now, I didn't know any of this. I usually use organic or natural products, so I hope this is helpful. Also, you can buy these in the UK from most chemists. A brand called Palmer's is sold here and in the UK. I've never seen it. You might also be able to find it on eBay, since I know you like to shop frugally. Yes, we do. Actually, now, what was the other thing? I meant to look on eBay for something today. Razor blades, that was it. Oh, Pesh, I bought some razor blades yesterday. Now, at the moment, I'm using Gillette Mach 3 Power. Oh, it's a marvellous little thing. And it vibrates. Yes, you put a battery in and it vibrates and you do get quite a smooth shave. But I bought 8, I must make a note of this, Mac 3 razors. Can I have a quick look now? Do you mind? While I'm chatting to you. 1 second now. Now let me find where this is. Mac 3 razor blades. So I want to be on eBay for that. Yes. We'll see if they're any cheaper. Anyway, they came to £13, dear. For 8 razor blades. £13. 26... Well, it was nearly 14. $27. Excuse me. For 8 razor blades. Oh, it's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. And I should have really... Let me have a look on eBay now. Because last time, I'll tell you what I did buy on eBay recently. Some attachments to the top of my electric toothbrush. And they were much cheaper. Right. How do I spell Mac 3? I'll just type in M-A-C-H and 3 and see what comes up. I hope that's... Here we are. Here we are. Look at this. Here we are. 16 razor blades for £13. So what did I pay? I paid £13 for 8. 20 for £15. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Oh, I shall definitely order some of these when I've finished chatting away to you today. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're nearly finished, aren't we? Only got a minute or so left. Excuse me. I ask you... Also, you can buy on eBay, but also available at Sainsbury's for £1.69. Oh, that's okay. I don't mind spending that. I ask you, would you rather have crude oil on your lips or cocoa? And I'm going with cocoa. Take care and know your listening audience loves you. Have a great day. Oh, thank you ever so much. Ciao from Pesh. Thank you, Ciao. That's really nice from you, darling. Lovely to hear from your little voice there. And I'm going to order my razor blades now because it's time to go. Thank you, as always, very much for joining me here on United Kingdom Talk. And I'll see you on the next show. Don't forget the email address. Once again, it's chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I'll see you on the next show. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye now.